You think you can just walk away and say nothing? She stood in front of me, her voice a mixture of anger and a coldness I had never seen before. I held my phone, the screen still glowing with the message she had sent to someone else. Her eyes flickered, sharp and cutting. Like a blade straight to my chest, I stared at her, forcing my voice to remain calm. Who are you talking about? Stop beating around the bush. Becca. What exactly are you running from? She sneered. Don't call me Becca. Call me Katie. We've been over this. You know we can't keep going like this. My fingers pressed into the phone screen, leaving white marks. The Snapchat location screenshot was still there, and the Tinder conversation I had printed out sat on the kitchen table. Steam from the coffee machine was still curling into the cold air. Outside, the sky looked like a canvas stripped of color. Who did you tell about our breakup? I asked, voice low. She turned toward the window, as if shame and guilt could melt in the sunset. I told my family. I told them it's over. It's the way you should have known. I laughed bitterly. Over? You didn't leave a word for me. You planned our future together while secretly preparing the end? Who did you sleep with last night, Katie? She bit her lip. Forget it. This way is more dignified for you. You're always so dramatic. My voice turned sharp. Dignity? You call lying and cheating dignity? Using our photos as props, our memories as a backdrop, while secretly messaging on Tinder. Do you know what that's called? Betrayal. She shot back coldly. Who gave you the right to define betrayal? You think you're so loyal? You control me, go through my phone, interrogate my friends. I grabbed her arm, the pain held tightly in my chest. I wasn't checking to control you. I felt something was wrong. You didn't answer messages all night, came home late, posted photos with friends without me. I had the right to know. She pulled away, glaring. You think that's reasonable? You think you can force me to choose? You think you owe me an explanation? I stared at her, resolute. You don't owe me an explanation. You owe me respect. 7 years of respect. She laughed, a bitter sound. 7 years? You're still holding that over me. I have the right to make my own choices. I slammed my phone onto the couch. The screen shattered, echoing like a broken truth. Your choice was betrayal. Announcing the end of our relationship to your family while continuing to see others. What kind of choice is that? It's deceit. It's cowardice. Her lips trembled, tears glinting briefly before stubbornness returned. You think you're the victim. I'm the victim too. You cornered me, you know? Every time you check my socials, accuse me, judge me like a court. This is a life I can't live anymore. I sneered. So your freedom is to hurt the person closest to you? That's your liberation. She was silent and I swallowed my fury and disappointment, turning to start packing. Quickly, methodically, as if cutting our life into movable pieces. I gathered her heels, designer bags, and favorite perfumes, labeling boxes as I went. She protested. You can't do this. You have no right. I looked up cold. I have the right to clean my life. I have the right to stop you from walking back in, taking everything for granted. She came closer, pleading, with anger and despair mixed. You'll regret this. You really will. I smiled, almost mockingly. Regret? Okay, let's tally that up. I opened our joint bank account on my phone, dividing our shared savings. I left her a small portion to start anew and transferred the rest to my personal backup, freezing the joint card. Her face changed. Why are you being so cruel? Are you punishing me? I pulled out a sachet of dried rosemary she hated and slipped it into her makeup box, both a childish prank and a warning. A little discomfort, a reminder of what you caused. She shouted, What game are you playing? I sat down, spreading out the printed Tinder messages and Snapchat location evidence. Calmly, like a judge reading a verdict. You flirted with other men using fake pictures. Your Snapchat shows you near my parents' house without telling me, yet you claimed it was a brief thing. How do you explain that? She gritted her teeth. It was temporary. Our relationship was already shaky. I clenched my fists. We just got back from Italy. A month ago, you were whispering about the future in my ear. That's not temporary. That's opportunism. Tears fell freely. You don't understand me. You think buying gifts or signing contracts is love. You've been on your plan. I just wanted someone to laugh with me, watch me, not treat me like a checklist. I looked at her, voice low but firm. Your so-called laughter doesn't erase the trust you broke. Companionship can't be built on lies. She screamed. You're kicking me out of our life. You're selfish. I replied calmly. Selfish is letting someone live under lies without telling them the truth. I'm rescuing myself. She sank to the floor, choking on sobs. You won't really leave. You won't have the heart. I pulled keys and a copy of our lease onto the table. I've contacted the landlord, requested early termination. Tomorrow, I'll end the domestic partnership at the county office. HR has been notified to remove you from my insurance. The question now isn't what you'll lose, but whether you're ready to face the consequences. Her anger turned to fear. This is a threat. I shook my head. Not a threat. A fact. Lies eventually collapse under the truth. I've just gathered the evidence in advance to prevent future deceit. She ran to the window like a wounded animal. I didn't follow. Streetlights cast her trembling shadow. My phone rang endlessly, her sister, her mother. Angry. Confused. What happened? What did you do? I handed the phone to her. She murmured, "This is my family. They didn't know." I spoke calmly. "Now you tell them the truth." Her voice shook. "Mom, I didn't." The line went dead. She exhaled sharply, placing the phone down, eyes full of despair. The next morning, I went to the county office with paperwork, removing our names from the lease and signing early termination. I emailed HR to remove her from my insurance. I hid, then deleted all shared social media photos. I didn't celebrate. I executed each step coldly and precisely. Revenge wasn't about punishment, it was protection. She began calling, pleading. "You can't do this." "I'll explain." I answered icily. "You've already told your family. You buried our relationship in lies. Who is this explanation for now?" She cried harder. "Don't make this ugly." I finally lost my patience. Ugly? Do you think it isn't ugly? Maintaining two relationships simultaneously isn't ugly? Silence on the other end. She whispered, "What do you want me to do?" I outlined my conditions. Publicly apologize to those you deceived, delete your Tinder account, and take financial responsibility. Stop hiding behind shared assets. She panicked. "You're blackmailing me." I shook my head. "No, this is accountability. Decisions have consequences." She screamed, "You'll ruin my reputation." I replied, "Reputation built on lies doesn't exist. People judge by facts." Over time, I organized the evidence, shared it with her sister and mutual friends. I'm not here to destroy anyone. I want the truth known so trust isn't trampled by lies again. Some friends were shocked. Some quietly exited our circle. Some confronted her. She was forced to explain, excuses fell flat, distance grew. At a gathering, she tried to approach me, eyes pleading, "Can we talk?" "I really regret it." I shook my head. "Not negotiation time." She quavered, "Even if I was wrong, you can't humiliate me like this." I stared her down. Humiliation? Perhaps this is the first time you feel it. You humiliated many with concealment and betrayal. Don't push it onto me. Her voice almost inaudible. "I don't know why I did this." I placed the frame of Tinder screenshots before her. "You'll remember this moment. This is your own reflection." She stammered, "You're taking revenge." I replied calmly, "Not revenge. Settlement." She knelt, voice fragile. "Please, give me a chance." I didn't answer. Friends' eyes pressed on her, leaving her choked and helpless. She sought forgiveness from family, but their gaze had changed. Some sided with me. Others stayed silent. That I arranged legal division of shared furniture and bills, keeping my life intact. Every step was lawyer approved. I didn't want to be a vengeful monster, just a person freeing himself from deceit. She began posting remorseful long messages online. "I did unforgivable things. I'm trying to make it right." Support came, but so did questioning. Why lie? Why not speak sooner? Her work also suffered. Colleagues kept their distance. She begged me not to escalate. I replied coldly, "I am no longer silent after betrayal." On a rainy night, she came to my door, voice choked. "Please, give me a chance, counseling, to explain everything. I want to make it right." I looked at her tear-streaked face. Memories flooded back. Our first fight, first handhold, late-night talks of the future. My heart wasn't entirely cold, but the wounds were deep. That I asked, "Do you know the bare minimum of respect?" She whispered, "Tell me. Tell the truth. Don't use lies to protect your comfort. When you make a choice, give me the right to make mine." She sobbed, "I understand." I gave 3 steps. Confess to our mutual friends, stop hiding. Attend 3 months of counseling and provide a summary. Assume fair financial responsibility. She hesitated. "Will you accept me?" I said, "Not now. Maybe later, but not in secrecy." She complied. Over months, through reflection and tears, she confronted her choices, not escaped them, facing isolation and